what you saw.
Yes, I'm going to show you where we called a short here, and we're live on the video, and this is a daily chart, everybody.
Okay.
Now, back up here, when we had this initial gap down, and this was on last week, there's a live video on our home site. The 178.90 was a high this day of that move, that gap down. I said at that time that we were going to break the all-time lows because gold in itself was losing $100 value that day, and gold had continued to sell down and whatnot. But during this AGQ, when you go down 3 full days, you say you had 4 days in the trend, one day being the gap down, another gap down, and then down here at $96. When he was talking about the 170 call, at the time, I'm going to pull up another chart to show you what the price of this 170 call was at one time when this was up here. So when Brian Plain was saying, hey Mario, they closed at 630, 20 cents is a low. If I'm buying 100 contracts here, let's say I got hit at 30 cents, I'm $3 grand. But look at the move when we came up off of that bottom, even though we're in a deeply, and we were deeply oversold on this move. We went in AGQ in the name itself. I will pull this out of the way, and I'll give you that range on AGQ. When we got down to that bottom here, and this AGQ trades like this all the time, when we hit that 96.75, that was a 52-week low. It closed at 118.64. They took it down straight to there and then ran it back up to this high. We closed at 113.36. At the time that we were putting that in there, they had taken all the premium out of here to 20 cents. Now, having said that, let's move over to a daily chart. Behind here, I will show you the weekly lows, which is right back over here where the 2010 low had this major support level. This is your last weekly sell signal all the way down to that very trend line that was a make or break. When we wouldn't break that weekly trend line on this AGQ, that's when the short sellers started to buy to cover. They had to take a profit. And as they did that, as they were buying to cover, that's how we got that bottom up move in AGQ. Because the short sellers, as it wouldn't break and as it started to clear 100, then it cleared 103, then it cleared 105. All those people that were short intraday had to buy to cover with either a stop market electronic order, but they knew that the position had stopped going their way. And within bear and bull, we look for the bigger mathematical imbalance of where they were. Now, I'm going to show you where this 170 call was on this weekly chart. And I'm going to show you the bloodbath that these people took. And we always look for these, Michael, in high quality names, such as that silver trade, always. But take a look at last week's high, Michael, $39 a contract. And this week's low, Michael, 20 cents. The bull got taken to the woodshed. Yeah. But then on the other side of this, take a look at the 175 put. That was only down here, that could have been bought at 11.50, that just went to this high at 72.90. What a great move for the short. That's the short we were talking about last week prior to you coming here. And when that market peaked, the same call on the opposite side of the market that was up here hit 20 cents. Yeah. And that's how you start reverse engineering. That's this one right here, 20 cents. And then again, AGQ got down to ridiculous levels. Another thing that happened, Michael, was all the stop orders from last week's chart, AGQ, here's the weekly, all the people that were on margin, Michael, got taken to the woodshed. And when all that margin jet selling got down to this level and it had cleared out of the tape, then the bear buy to cover, that's how you got the move. Any up move, though, we're going to still be selling short because you haven't had a weekly sell signal, Michael, in a long, long time. And it's the first weekly today, starting Monday, today. You didn't have that before until you hit that bottom. Today it created it.
Yeah.
So one thing about trading this in the future is, how do I get these great ETF type AGQ silver trades after just getting taken to the woodshed up here at 250, where we were covering this at 250 up here. And when it didn't want to take out this weekly half bar and it started to go down, that was our first short. When it gapped and sold through down here on the weekly level, that's where we took out the 2011 lows right here on this weekly chart. Look.
Yeah, January.
Because we traded this one before, early in the year. And we broke below it down here. And we had cleared the margin debt. Yes, you got a weekly sell signal, but nonetheless, knowing how to trade that volatility, knowing that that 170 call was at $40 a contract that got down to 20 cents, that's the rip-roaring best of every Dom Perignon ever poured. And once again, folks, I'm going to conclude that AGQ silver is something that makes money all the time. And it makes money when it makes great rallies up and rolls over. And I told everyone, just like on this SLV, buddy, the last highs we had on the SLV, I said that we were coming down to all-time lows, and we got to 27.41, and if I throw the SLV in here, which I will, let's go with it. Now watch. Nobody believed me as far as MMTs we're trading at up here. We put that high in. Here's that low, here's that rally. And I told Ron Pfeiffer and all his little cronies that they were going to get taken to the woodshed. And they got taken to the woodshed on gold, and they got taken to the woodshed across the board. Look at here. This one didn't break the 2011 low, but these were the lows of the calendar year on the weekly that the SLV, just like the AGQ, sold right down here to the low today. And the low here today, everybody, was 27.41. Look at here. When we were up here at 40 and we broke the neckline, at that time I did an SLV video that it was going down, and I said gold was going to go down too, and the GLD and a lot of different kinds of metals were going to go down. Even this one here popped $2 off the bottom. However, SLV is not, yeah, they're in the same group all right, but this is the money one right here. This is the high beta one, AGQ. And they both did the same thing, and gold's going to be a good ripping opportunity here in the future to go along, everybody, all of my MMTs and the higher hedge fund managers that see the video. It's going to be time to get it on. Yeah, you got a weekly sell signals, but bottom up is where we're going to look at where these metals are going to hold. Another good thing about these, when they get that oversold that quickly, that's the time to be the buyer, and there's lots of money to happen like this all the time, both on the SLV here and both on the AGQ, knowing when to be long, knowing when to be short. But when those contracts were at $39, I can't go wrong. I'm always looking for that deal. They make me money 100% of the time. When they get that oversold, I'm going to get that bounce. Trying to go higher here in after hours. 115, 114.75, close at 113.36. Already has a gap working.